Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 11th to the 17th of December 2017. We begin the week with Mars moving into Scorpio, and this will last until mid-January. So we haven't had this aspect for 2 years. Mars in Scorpio is very volcanic. It's fire within fiery water. It takes its piercing energy, directs it inwards, and cleans out anything in our subconscious. So very tangible and very deep aspect here where we can really go and clear ourselves out. It's got a medical, forensic kind of a feel where we go voluntarily and we have a look and we purge and we burn anything that comes to light that's ready to be let go of, so that we're left feeling lighter and brighter as a result. And this week we really do go on that journey. We connected last week with the Gemini full moon, and that was an opportunity to connect with our inner child, to face any baggage that we're dragging forwards, any long lost hurt, and heal it. So again we can feel lighter, younger, brighter, less dense. And now Mars comes in to help us attend to any remnants that are still there, to carry on that process. So we go into the week and there's a sense of peace and sanctuary deep within if we do this voluntarily. If we don't put up frustrations and blocks, if we don't repress, then that's where the heat and the anger might be. But if we don't do that, then it's just a case of us almost performing small surgery on ourselves. Very alchemical, very healing and very deep. But a sense of joy permeates the week as well. Mercury retrograde goes back to meet the sun. So in the middle of the week there feels like reunions. There could be literal reunions, meeting up with lost friends, or a sense of coming home to self, the clarity of who we are, who we've always been, letting go of any stories, any harmful narratives, deleting any programming that's not serving us, that's not ours, that's not true, that's not kind, and turning our minds, tuning our minds to be the precise, sharp tool that they're supposed to be for our empowerment, rather than the inner critic or the victim. So by engaging with this process, the heart can reclaim its throne. The mind can actually be then given a job to do, put towards something useful. So it's always worth having a course of study, something that you care about, something that you want to turn your sharp mind to, so that when you observe your thoughts, when you catch the fact that your thoughts are creating stories, which then create feelings, which then create beliefs, can actually stop that process, observe, see what the story is, see whether it's relevant, whether it can be cleared, and then go ahead and learn something, focus on something more constructive. So observing ourselves and calming the mind, healing deep within and creating a sanctuary are very much the journey of this week. There's a sense of complicated versus simple, the lower and the higher self, realising our greatness, realising where we're making ourselves smaller. Many people don't enjoy Mercury retrograde, but we can always have a look at why something is happening and what it represents, to find that deeper truth with the Sun and Mercury in Sagittarius. There can be travel plans going awry, there can be printers and communication going a bit wonky, but we're taught to keep our sovereignty, to keep our vibration, and to keep a sense of humour handy, because nothing's happening without reason. So look at our reactions really. Where do we get quickly angered when something doesn't go our way? Where are we pushing too quickly forwards when we could actually stop and go inwards and observe? But like I say, the happy side can be reunions. It can be shadows of the past coming back to reignite in the present, long lost friends, or reconnecting with parts of ourselves that have been pushed to the side by our rational mind, rushing forwards. I always find with Mercury retrograde it's a great time to learn how to listen and to feel between the words, listen to what's actually being said. Where do you feel it in your body? Where does your intuition speak to you more loudly once your chattering mind has been silenced? What do we actually know? What do we actually feel? So a great time for intuition, great time for listening, and a great time for communicating more deeply as well. So have a look at your vocabulary. Are you really saying what you want to be saying? If we centre first and then let the words come, do we actually change the way that we communicate? And can we connect on a deeper level? Then by the weekend it feels like we've been on an adventure and we're coming back to where we started, but older and wiser. That sense of peace and stillness is even more palpable as we've done the clearing with Mars and as we've listened to the dialogue that we have with ourselves and challenged it, connected inwardly with our truth and trusted our inner emotional intelligence to be the place that we communicate from. Then this simplifies our connections, it simplifies our view of ourselves and even how we interact with the outside world, what we take seriously and what we don't. So by the weekend, what is it that you take seriously? Is it your lower self? Is it your story? Is it the baggage that you're dragging forwards? Are you coming from a place of a comfort zone, a perspective that feels familiar but is actually ready to go now? Are you ready to stand in your own light and to lighten up and to laugh and play? So to recap, Mars into Scorpio right until January, really piercing, cleansing, deep healing, if done voluntarily and at the right time. Looking at any buttons that are pressed, any triggers, any repressed energy that comes up, and using that fire to cleanse it. And then the rest of the week very much dedicated to Mercury retrograde, meeting the Sun, for clarity, for revision, for a new perspective, but also a new way to communicate, to connect with our essence and to radiate from there, letting go of the story, letting go of the past, not taking our lower selves too seriously so that we can step up, give our mind a job to do and let the heart reclaim its throne. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. I'd love to meet you one-to-one if you'd like to have a look at where this is happening for you. Especially recommend that people have a look at where Scorpio and Sagittarius are in their charts right now. But also to let you know, I do offer vouchers for readings, courses, my membership group and the products on my webpage, www.astrozo.com. So for any of that, please do contact me, zoehind7@gmail.com.